My advice for why you should go abroad, really my question is why shouldn't you go abroad? Because, okay, let me just talk to you straight here.
You're sitting out there, you're probably 18, 19, maybe 20 years old. You think you know who you are, right? You're like, you know, I'm in college, I know who I am, I've got a lot of experience under my belt.
It'll just change your perspective about everything in life. You'll meet amazing people, you'll do amazing things that you read about in books. You know, you never dream that you'll actually get to do that.
And you'll find out stuff that, even if you were to look it up on the internet or like the latest encyclopedia, you would have never been able to find the stuff that you can find when you talk to local people.
And plus, you get to meet amazing babies.
There are on traineeships this idea of like the beautiful baby. And I'll tell you something, international beautiful babies are different than domestic beautiful babies. Both are fantastic, but you should experience them both.
And I really learned a lot about the Kenyan culture through living with a host family and being able to meet students from all over the world and really create life experiences through my traineeship. And the best part was I got to meet a lot of beautiful babies.
We need more young Americans, U.S. Americans, to be going abroad, to be experiencing different cultures. But by far is the impact that we can be having in the communities that we're going to in exchange.
Plus, you get to have a lot of fun and see a lot of cool things and take a lot of cool pictures and meet a lot of beautiful babies.
To see the world through your own eyes instead of someone else's.
Oh, and you can make beautiful babies.
Wait till you go abroad. If you really want to learn who you are, you really want to learn what life is all about, put yourself in a place where you don't speak the language, you don't know a single person there, and you get thrown into a situation where you have to figure that out and survive. Talk about learning something about yourself, and that's what AIESEC is all about. That's the best way to do it. So.
And to meet some beautiful babies.
A lot of people really lack the perspective of having been out of their comfort zone and experienced a culture and a different experience that is totally unlike anything they've ever experienced. And I think that when you go abroad and you have an experience like I did, I think like a lot of people that do traineeships, you really get a sense of, appreciating not only, wherever you're doing your traineeship, wherever you're abroad, but also kind of your own country and your own perspective. And it kind of just really changes a lot of the ways that you look at, that you look at life in general, but also you look at, your education and the way that you've been raised.
Going abroad is like such a huge experience, just in the way that the confidence that it requires you to build, like, just a little story. For example, when I first got there, so in Colombia and in Medellin specifically, there's barely any foreigners. So of course, like, I'm 5'10" and clearly like a gringa. Someone once told me I was a gringa and a half. When I walked down the streets, people would call me Chiquita Grande, and I was like, thank you. But anyway, so I'm walking down these streets in Medellin, and it's like, I am most obviously the person who is least capable of speaking Spanish around, like, for miles probably. But people, I don't know if it was like they thought it was a joke or they were just like testing me, but like the entire time I was there, people would always like ask me for directions, or they would want to know like where this restaurant was, like, or what's a good recommendation for a restaurant around here, like how do I catch the metro. But like when I first got there, I would always just be like, there'd be a lot of like, I no entiendo, lo siento. But finally, like, by the time I was like near maybe like the middle of my time there, someone came up and asked me, like, oh, how do I get to here on the metro?
In addition to that, you might get to make some beautiful babies. So.
And then as I was turning around, I was like, that was a completely random person. She probably didn't expect me to be able to do that. And so just like the confidence that it gave me to actually be successful in that. And I think that you don't only like learn how to give people, when you go on a traineeship, you don't just learn how to give people directions in Spanish on the metro, but I think that it really just automatically carries over into so many other parts of your life. So you should definitely go abroad.
This is my 6th year in trying to graduate, and I've done a lot between study art, and I've studied abroad twice. I've gone abroad to do research. Oops, I lost my map. I've changed majors, transfer schools. I've done pretty much all you can do because the advice I was given is you never graduate college too early, and I really took that to heart. And the reason, not the reason, but where I learned the most and where I learned the most about myself and what it means to be me and what it means to stick up for yourself and your values and your culture and your country and your ideas is when I did my traineeship.
And one reason you should go abroad is because of the foreign factor, and what the foreign factor is you become tremendously much more sexy. For example, my name was Sexy. That's what they called me. I got that the first weekend I was there, and I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I like having the name Sexy, and I don't think that's ever gonna happen to me ever again in the United States.
So, why you should go abroad? That's an awesome question. It's my favorite question. Okay, so first of all, outside of meeting amazing people who will totally rock your world. For me, going abroad was really the first time I just finished my sophomore year in college. That was the first time where, I went from Chicago to Madison, Wisconsin to school, but going abroad was the first time that I was there somewhere on my own, figuring things out for myself. And I was challenged, obviously, by myself in a third world country, trying to figure out things that I never thought I would need to figure out. And one of the best parts of it was that I was living within a flat full of 8 other AIESEC trainees from all over the world, none of which were Americans, but we all were able to totally help each other out and pull each other up and kind of show each other the way. And at the same time, I also had the amazing, AIESEC Pune network to help me out, and the people I worked with, my coworkers. So as you're thrown into these really challenging and different situations, through AIESEC you're also given this amazing network that helps you through it. And the best part of AIESEC is, while, yeah, maybe you're working through these things alone, you're never actually alone.
My advice for why you should go abroad, really my question is why shouldn't you go abroad? Because